Hello, I'm Nathan. I am the DM here on Story Reckless. We are a D&D actual play live stream, and I use he/him pronouns. I'm gonna now let the players do their intros.
My name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Kidam, half-elf grave cleric.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns still. And I'm playing Calliope Air Genasi Artificer, an old lady that we all know and love.
I'm Enyo, use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Pip, Satyr Alchemist.
Excellent. And with that, let's do a quick little recap and jump right into the story. If I randomly have to drop out of stream really quick, it's because, as some of you may know, I have a brand new dog, and if he starts freaking out, I may need to go check on him. So right now he's being calm. I put on a podcast, it's very low, and
Wait, you should put on us.
I know I should, yeah. Well, it actually isn't a bad idea. Although sometimes I make scary sounds and we scream, so I don't know how that would do. I put on something very mellow, so but he's being good right
Maybe
now.
when he's older. When he's older. You
When
can
he's
set up
older.
those react buttons for him.
And he likes that hard shit. Yeah. Anyways, so yes, I just wanted to throw that out there really quick in case I have to go dashing off to deal with Puppy. But with that out of the way, let's do a recap. So, last we left off, hello, rolling with my nomies. Good to see you tonight. Last we left off, our protagonists had made their way under the chapel within the Grand Cemetery, striking a tentative alliance with Gideon Lightward, agreeing to go down and clear out the underside of, or rather, Gideon allowed you to go underneath to clear out the demons and do whatever business you need to do. Was there an exchange beyond that? I can't remember. I think it was just he was going to let you go down there and then leave, right?
Yeah, we didn't really negotiate that one very well.
Yeah. I
That's
think
a mistake.
it was just a Calliope convincing him that, look, we're also not in league with demons and we want to get rid of them, so let us do our thing. Regardless, he did give you a little bit of support in the means of this strange insectoid fiend of some kind. Although you did find out last time they said they were not a devil, so they're something else.
Who tried to cloud kill us.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you went down below, found the rift into some sort of abyssal plane where demons were pouring out of. At least when you first thought there were no demons. And you found the person you were looking for, another person you were looking for, older Ravengard. He was lying in a pool of water surrounded by dead bodies, and he had this golden helm on his head, and he seemed to be writhing in pain and speaking in tongues, I guess, in Celestial and Abyssal, kind of flip-flopping between the two, locked in some sort of psychic battle. And as Kadam was tending to him, the demons poured out of the rift. Some minotaurs came spilling out, and a battle ensued. And yes, indeed, the insectoid creature fired out a cloud kill, not seeming to care about catching all of you in the blast. But you managed to dispatch the minotaurs and had a stern conversation with this insect fiend. But they seemed not really to care and just initially wanted to kill older Ravengard, but you convinced them not to, so they agreed to just let you take him up so that Gideon could decide what to do. So, with all of that taken care of, you all now stand here after the battle. Is that correct? Are Valor's hit points down to 12?
Yes.
Whew, boy, Valor took a big hit. Anyways,
Yes.
So you're all standing here after the battle. Valor is looking a bit winded, to say the least. And you have a writhing Ravengard. That's right, Valor is holding Ravengard right now. having to use quite a bit of effort to hold this big man with her arms there after suffering from some poisonous gas. But what would you all like to do as you kind of climb out of the water pit and have all your things together and are standing here?
I also have the smallest dead body that was in this room.
Which was of the humanoids that were in the... Right, okay, one of the humanoids that was with Ravengard. Okay, cool. So you are also carrying a dead body. Good to know. Good to know. If
he's light.
Yes. Sure. We'll say that... Here, I'll do a quick...
Are you rolling on the like height and weight tables?
Okay, there is a halfling in there, so you managed to scoop up a halfling.
Great.
No, I was just doing a quick like most common humanoids that would be in Elturel, and I was like halfling 1, gnome 2, elf. Like just doing that. Anyways, yeah. So there is a halfling that you're able to scoop up, so you have a halfling body.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Let's send it back out to the foyer real quick. Get your breath.
Yeah.
I don't like the looks of that thing.
Okay.
I don't either, but I also don't like the looks of Nettle here. So I'm just going to toss her a potion of greater healing. Like,
oh wait. Yeah, I
you're
guess
the
one-handed.
Don't go down on me. I mean, like, in the sense of dying. Anyway.
Oh, I got something. We don't need to be wasting using up your potions yet. This one just takes a little bit longer to set up. I got something.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
You want this back, Pip?
No, keep it.
All right. She'll put it in her satchel.
I'll start preparing it. Let's head to the next room, though.
Okay. So where do you all want to go out to? Just into the next main room, the room with the mural, the mosaic mural.
And I think I'm gonna leave little dummy back there.
Sure. Yeah.
Just come and grab us if anything comes through.
Little dummy gives a little nod, and the little puppet goes floating over there. So you all come into this room with the colorful mosaic before you. What are you all doing?
Okay, this might sing a little bit. And I take out like a pen, I think.
Okay.
And like slot a kind of little glass vial into it. And I kind of crank it up real quick.
Okay.
It's like wind. I put it on Valor's shoulder, I guess. Okay, this is gonna sing. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, click. And it just there's this slap sound. And there's this brief flash of light, and I'm casting a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Ooh, nice.
I got the spell slots for it.
Nice.
2d8 plus 4.
It's weird how it stings, but then immediately feels so much better.
Yeah, that's the minty aftertaste. Pip gave me the idea earlier.
Why is it minty when it went into my arm? It is shocking. All right.
Doesn't it feel kind of good though, the tingle?
It does, yes. So is that 9 hit points back to Valor?
Yeah, bad roll.
Oh, 1 and a 4. Sorry, Claire.
Okay.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
I'm gonna throw a 1st level as well, I think.
Okay.
Okay. She's currently at just below half.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Okay,
Okay.
big money.
There you go.
Not big money.
Well, yeah.
No, that was still a bad roll.
It's just about average. It's not bad. A little
plus
below.
4?
Plus 7.
Plus 7?
Yeah. So 7 hit points. Yeah.
Okay.
She winces with the second
I
little...
didn't wind it up all the way. A little bit of use left in there.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I feel...
Okay,
I
on
feel
3,
lucky.
click.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
Is that
I'm
the
good.
cinnamon one?
No. There was just a little bit of mint left there in the bottom. Cinnamon ones for later.
Oh. Oh, sorry. Wow, that really hit me hard. Oh, oh.
If you feel any
You
redness or
alright?
tingling, in like for another half hour, ask Pip.
No, it's great. It went straight up my nose that time. I don't understand your magic, but yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Oh, okay.
It's not technically magic. Never mind.
All right. And she kind of straightens up, and as she starts to kind of like walk towards the other side of the room, she's just like leans down to you, Kadam, really quick. I kind of prefer it when you do it.
I can do it in the future if you want me to.
Sure. Yes. And she kind of straightens up.
All right.
All right. So what next?
We're taking him back up to Gideon Lightward, aren't we?
I'd kind of like to poke around down here a little bit more. If they were keeping like that legendary artifact, there might be other things. Also, we don't know how that portal opened, and there could be clues. Looking at our non-devil companion.
Yeah, they kind of twitch their head, looking at you. And in your head, you hear them say, "It's fine. I'll be keeping an eye on you, just as long as he doesn't get out of my sight." And looks towards Ravengard.
Okay, well that's concerning, but not gonna address that right now.
What's concern? Can
Don't
we
worry
address
about it.
concerning things, please?
Okay, the concerning thing is Ravengard. Can you
Oh, yeah.
can you do any of your clerical dealy do? Get him back up. No?
I can try. Valor, why don't you just prop him against the wall here for a minute?
All right, and she'll set him down and kind of lean him up against the wall. He is still kind of like, writhing, and every once in a while, like, twitches with pain and grabs his head as these words are just spilling forth from his mouth.
Okay. Can I?
I believe you've already made a check, and
Yes.
like it was
Oh,
determined.
we don't have an hour. We don't have an hour.
And it was determined that whatever's afflicting him will likely require something like a ritualistic magic.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking of trying ceremony, but
Oh.
we don't have an hour here. Like, I don't feel safe going for full ceremony right now.
Okay. Valor
I
kind of
will
looks
Have time
expectantly.
for this.
What was that, Pip?
We don't have time for this. Kadam, if there's anything you can do, you should do it. But I think this insect here is essentially going to babysit Ravengard for now. I mean, maybe it could end poorly, but
Yeah, I need more time to do the only thing that I could do. It would take an hour at least. If we want to poke around a little bit, I think that's all right. He seems stable, if not necessarily happy.
okay, quick poke around. Let's go.
Okay. Where do you all want to go?
We kind of blitzed through this last time, so I never like made a good map of it in my head.
Sure.
So I think we might just take it room by room.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
We
so-
came in from the left, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the room that you're in now.
It's
Let me
just
do this
running.
really quick. Yeah, that's fine. You can step out there. Yeah, so the room you're in now has... Wait, what room you're in? That one. There we go, 10. Okay. Yeah, so this one appears to be some kind of... probably like a meditation chamber of some sort. And the walls are covered in that beautiful mosaic of like bright colors of some type of material. It doesn't appear to be tile or stone when you look closely at it. And yeah, that's what's in this room. As Calliope, as you kind of chicken walker out into the bigger room there, you find yourself in what appears to be, I believe the term is an ossuary, I think is the term. Essentially a huge chamber where there's just stone shelves that are storing humanoid bones that have been prepared nicely and placed in these shelves. There are these 6 daises that are daises that, much like the other crypt, they have ornate sarcophagi set up against the walls in little alcoves, like at the base of each dais. That is what you see in this room.
I think we've also, if we can do this, I think loaded Elder Ravengard into Big Dummy, and Calliope's just walking.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ravengard is propped up in Big Dummy as Big Dummy.
Yeah.
goes
I
along.
turned off the controls. Big Dummy, ignore everything that's happening in the cockpit.
The head kind of looks at you and gives a brief, and then just starts following along next to you with Ravengard in tow. Okay. What would you like to do?
Search the joint for clues or treasure.
Okay. You can make an investigation check if you're trying to look for smaller details, but if you just want to do a survey, then you can do perception.
Same either way.
Okay.
I think investigation, and we followed these tracks in here. I think Calliope's looking for clues as to how a portal could have opened.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
And so I think following their
make an
footsteps.
investigation roll. Oh, following their footsteps. Well, their footsteps went.
Oh, okay,
Are you
not
backtracking?
literally. Yeah. So backtracking and then just
Okay.
kind of paying attention.
Okay.
21.
21. Okay. Let me see here. This is here. Okay.
He's just under my breath. Over here. Remember, all these this is so inefficient layout. It's people it's better to have modular systems. I don't see a lab bench anywhere.
So searching through this entire chamber as you work your way along the walls, even going up to the north there, you find that here, I'll just show you all.
Only one exit. That's not fire safe. There's an explosion in here.
Yeah, going to the
trapped.
north, you see that it just curves around into this little alcove, and this entire area is just floor-to-ceiling shelves with bones. Going through, if you are, how long do you want to spend in this room, carefully going through, in a full hour or 10 minutes?
10 minutes max.
Okay. In this 10 minutes with a 21, the things that really stand out to you are some of these wrapped bones have holy symbols on them. If you were, I don't know, looking for something that would be of value, if you are not worried about grave robbing, those may be of value. But a lot of these appear to be there's not much adornment to these bones. They are just essentially well prepared bones. With the 21, you don't find any clues that lead you to believe that the portal is connected to this room. Yeah, there's just there's just the tracks that go either back.
I've made a determination.
Yeah.
This is an old, dusty, dry place with nothing of value or interest here.
Okay.
And we have wasted our time.
Well, I sent Gilder through the other door to just scout ahead a little bit. I'm sure he'll tell me if he comes across anything interesting.
Which way did you send Gilder?
Up here.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception roll for Gilder, as Gilder goes skittering back the way you came.
Come on, Gilder, with your perception. Okay. That's a 14.
14. Okay. Gilder skitters along the room with the mural, the mosaic mural. Doesn't see anything of note other than that big mural, and skittering back up the hallway you came, nothing of note. Just comes around the corner and sees little Dummy standing there guard over the rift in the wall. That is what Gilder sees in that area. All right. Where would you all like to go next, or would you like to do anything in either of these rooms?
I would like to go through any pockets or bags that the Duke might be carrying.
Okay. Yeah. So as I'm assuming you're doing this as Calliope's like going around the room. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you go up to Valor and start just going through his pockets, she doesn't seem to really care. She just kind of lets you do it. Going through.
I did do a little bit of self-wrestling just to figure out whether this was all right or not, and I have come to the conclusion that under these circumstances it is.
Yeah. So going through his.
I think Calliope's gonna pass through here. It's like, yeah, you're taking to pickpocketing city officials to make ends meet. Damn shame.
I'm not planning on taking anything.
Oh, of course, I'm just borrowing. Yes.
So going through Ravenguard's belongings, he is wearing this plate armor emblazoned with the flaming fist. It is a bit beat up and has lots of blood stains all over it. Same with his clothing; it's a bit tattered and blood stained. He has the helmet. He has. He would have like a leather satchel at his side. And opening that up, it appears to have, some rations within. There is a coin purse within there. You're welcome to peel it open if you want to look inside.
I'll check to make sure it's money, but
There is money, yes, as it looks like all gold and platinum. As you go through kind of the rest of his stuff, he has currently. Yeah, actually, no, that's interesting. Yeah, you know what? His longsword is sheathed. He has his longsword sheathed at his side. The longsword looks very, very, very well made. Beautiful longsword.
Does it look magical, well made? Like, is it clean and shiny
yes,
despite everything?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it it has grime on it that just from being down here in the fight, but as soon as you kind of like try to flake it away, it just like comes off with like almost like Teflon or something. It just like comes off like no problem. It looks definitely like an enchanted sword. And let's see, other than that, he does have a ring on. I'd say he probably has 2 rings on. One appears to be like a signet ring that has, a crest within it. That you, being from Baldur's Gate, would, I think it would be interesting. I wonder if you would know what, like, it would essentially be the crest for his title of being the
Grand Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kodama would necessarily know that or not, like what that would look like, maybe. I don't know if that's something it would probably yeah, I guess it would probably be displayed during like town, like big public
yeah.
Yeah.
Or if proclamations are like posted around town.
Right. Yeah. You're right. Okay, there you go. I was just trying to think of where you would see this. So yeah, he has a ring, a signet ring with the crest of his title, as well as some other ring that what does that one actually look like?
Is that one a wedding ring?
No. He does. Okay. He does not have a wedding ring on. Oh yeah. Okay. This one is really strange looking. It looks to be like a combination of like a brass and then like very fine polished wood that goes around, where the band would be. And at the top, at first you thought it was like a purple gem, and as you look closely, it's really intricate. There's all these little patterns running through it, and it had. I suppose Kadam might, being in Kadam's practice, Kadam would know it looks like a purple brain essentially. But it's made of little gems. It's really odd looking.
Do I have any idea what that might be?
Make an Arcana check.
Natural 20. 21.
Wow. Okay.
Because you've interacted with this ring before, haven't you?
Maybe
a little bit.
Maybe you have.
With the sendings.
Oh well, right. So, but you would.
Tom has no idea about that.
Somehow, Kadam, let me ask you how you think Kadam would know this, but it is a ring of mind shielding. Maybe Kadam.
Have I seen it advertised in?
In
what's his face's shop?
In Blackhand's shop, Rivlin Blackhand.
Rivlin Blackhand.
I think you maybe okay. So maybe one of your trips through Rivlin's shop, you saw this being displayed rather prominently, and it had a very high price on it. And maybe there was a moment when you were in the shop and you walked by and you saw him trying to sell it to somebody, and he was essentially saying like, well, if you don't want anybody getting in there, then you gotta pick this one up. And he's trying to explain the use case for this ring and how it can block telepathic communication. It can block those who try to read your thoughts. It blocks that type of magic. And he says, he's saying to this customer as this memory is flashing through your mind, he goes, I totally forget his voice.
1930s.
Yeah, it was very
radio
1930s.
commentator.
The real wild thing about this one is, you see, now if you're unfortunately become deceased, right? Your soul, you see, or at least what some speculate your soul may be, it enters within the ring. So it allows you to, if some I don't know, let's say you made some bad deals. That's how it goes. That's how the stories go, right? You make a bad deal with the devil, and there goes your soul. Well, hey, there's your soul right in this ring, so you're definitely gonna want it. So yeah, he's kind of going over all this with this customer.
I grab his hand and show it to Valor. This is why I haven't been able to talk to him. This is why I haven't been able to talk to him, and I have been able to talk to you.
I had no idea you were trying to talk to him. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, before we got down here, I messaged you several times.
Right,
and...
through the head thing. Yes, right.
Yeah.
I always told you these long stories, and then you never spoke back to me. Why did...
Well, it cuts off after 25 words.
So much makes sense now. I just thought... All right.
Did you think I was ignoring you?
I don't know. I just...
Valor left unread.
I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. I feel silly for... Okay, I understand. Thank you for explaining this to me. Now I understand.
Yeah, Valor, I wouldn't ignore you.
I figured I just figured something like you were busy or something. I was really shocked, honestly, and that you weren't. It felt very out of character. So this makes so much sense now. Okay, I understand. Okay, thanks for.
Are you still holding the hand and the ring while all this is
I
happening?
put it down.
So that's what you find on Older Ravengard.
Right.
So are we
Ready to
taking
go?
the ring?
No, I don't know if we should remove it. I don't know.
If you don't know, does that mean that I can take it?
No, it don't.
Okay, well, it was worth a try.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay, where would you like to go next?
Continuing to backtrack, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Backtracking through the dusty shelves, continuing through this area. Again, this entire area, floor to ceiling. This little middle section as you pass by it, the only thing that kind of stands out to you to this area that's kind of like a smaller loop is all of the bones within this area are kind of more finely wrapped, like instead of kind of like a neat pile, they are like sort of kept together as like a full humanoid body, like to maintain the shape, and they all have holy symbols on them. That's kind of the only thing you see at a cursory glance as you go past there. But otherwise, following the tracks back, this whole room is essentially that. So you want to go back to the intersection where you first started all this?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calliope's just like, I'm not gonna look at my bones. See one bone, you see them all.
All right, and Pip, are you joining them with Gilder, or are you leaving Gilder behind? Or are you staying behind?
I'm going to leave Gilder behind with Little Dummy, just in case.
Okay. So the two of them are
They'll-
back there hanging out.
They'll help each other. They'll protect each other.
Pip, if you don't know where they went, I can move you.
Just running around wildly. Be like, there's gotta be something I can steal here.
We left Pip
Gilder.
behind at the grocery store.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I think before she leaves, she also communicates with Gilder, like, try and remove the most expensive looking mosaic tile. I'll be back for you.
Make a strength check for me for Gilder.
Gilder. Okay. I think, is it strength -1? Ooh, it's -2. Okay. Cool.
Valor's the only one with a positive modifier for strength.
Yeah.
As Pip is scurrying back to meet with everybody, we cut to the little spider coin clinging to the wall and the two like front little legs trying to grip around one of these mosaic tiles and just going all of his might.
You're muted.
I want to say that Little Dummy would help. I think this new Little Dummy is like a little bit more hands-off. Just gonna like sit,
'Cause it
like
has-
on a like rope swing for itself. Like it unraveled like one of its arms, like has made like a thing for itself to sit in.
It has some of Kadam in it. Like it's looking looking disappointed at Gilder trying to pull this.
I think Gilder's also kind of sad. Gilder's like, what happened to my mischief friend?
All right, so you all make it back to the intersection where you all started here. And there's this one hallway you have not gone down where you can see the tracks are, they're more prominent as there was more material on the boots of these individuals as they went that way first. Before you move yourselves, I'm just going to move you all to a spot.
I'm sure that's completely innocent and doesn't matter.
Yeah. Doesn't matter at all. Here, I'm just going to set you here for now. But
right there?
Right there. The only reason I say that is because you can start to move yourselves again in just a moment, but I need to just kind of set this room up before you start to walk into it. Because you do hear something as you start to approach the room. Give me a second. What languages do you all know again? Let's start with Kadam. Actually, I'm going to make this simple. And I think I know I do know the answer. Never mind. None of you know this language. I know that for a fact because this has come up multiple times. But I suppose that all of you at this point start to recognize the language as you are approaching. You hear Abyssal as you are approaching the room. Let me see here.
Hey, get Raven Guard off. I'm gonna get out.
Yes, all right. And Valor scoops Ravengard off and places Ravengard down, pats him on the chest. And as you're approaching, you hear this, you just hear one voice as you're kind of crouched around the corner getting ready, of some creature on the other side speaking and then seeming to stop for a moment and then continuing to speak as though they are having a conversation, but you don't hear the other side of the conversation. What do you all do?
What seems to be the tone of the conversation?
You hear essentially I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna try to make up Abyssal right now. So you hear this the kind of guttural speech of Abyssal sort of lilting along. It doesn't seem aggressive, and then it actually make an insight check for me, Kadam. I'll at least give you that, but I do want you to make an insight check.
11.
11? Okay. It's hard to gauge exactly what the tone is, but it doesn't seem like there's no harsh, abrupt, sounds in the language that indicate anger. It is kind of calm, albeit it has Abyssal does have a more harsh quality to it. But then every once in a while there's a pause, and then you hear this and then it continues to speak. You're gonna poke your head around the corner? Okay.
I got a cinnamon one for you real quick. Okay.
You have a cure wounds
cinnamon
ready?
Stick. Yeah, okay. Okay, bite down on this. It's cinnamon flavor.
So, is this for me?
No, Valor.
Oh, this is all right. Okay, fine. Okay. Sure. All right.
1, 2, 3. And this is heroism.
Heroism. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kadam, you poke your head around the corner. As Calliope, you can go ahead and resolve that. Is that hit points that Valor gets?
4 hit point shield that refreshes every round.
4 hit points. Okay.
Thank you.
So
temp
HP, right? So she has 4 temp HP. Okay. So Kadam, you poke your head around the corner. Let me first find the description for this room.
Bunch of statues.
Oh, yay! Dockish Dark. You made it. Good to see you. So you poke your head around the corner. The room that you see is strewn with rubble, and it has vaulted ceilings with these 5 marble statues atop daises. The 4 statues you are able to see, they have been defaced. They are the rubble seems to have come from the statues. They are kind of in shambles. At the back, though, as you kind of have to crane your head over to see it, there are these massive pillars in the middle of this vaulted room. You can move your token one over to kind of see what's over there. As you are sort of carefully careening your head to look down at the other end, what you see is one statue that is still intact, finely carved, and it depicts a kneeling man. And what you notice is that in front of this kneeling statue of a man, there is a very large, hunched over creature with big, vulture-like wings, this long, gangly neck with very loose bands of skin coming off the bottom in striated colors of dark purple and blue and black. And where the head is like a vulture head with a big long hooked beak, and it has these scraggly bits of hair coming off the top and down around the eyes. The eyes are big, yellow and orange, and this creature appears to have 2 arms, 2 legs, and it's kind of sitting on its haunches, its big meaty hind legs almost up near its head, and its 2 arms are gently kind of gesticulating out towards the statue, and on the statue's face there is just loose, dangling, flayed skin of a face, like a flayed person's face has just been gently draped on the face of this statue, and this creature is just kind of gesturing to the statue, and every once in a while and that's what you see.
I'm gonna scoot back around the corner.
Okay.
Dom, what was it?
There's a winged vulture creature having a conversation with the statue
Sound too bad.
and some other body parts.
Oh, that makes it a little more concerning.
Yeah. Did I see anything worth going in there for?
Make a quick perception roll.
16.
16. From your very quick glance in, you didn't see any ways out of the room. Appeared to just be one way in. Let me see. Excuse me. It did look like that the tracks leading into the room, they went straight up to where that statue was.
Does it look like the statue used to hold something, or like used to have a helm, for example?
16. Yeah, I would say in that quick glance, it did appear to, like, it was kind of hard to tell because there was flesh hanging from the face, but around the sides, it did kind of look like there were almost like indentation, like grooves where the helm probably would have slotted on.
Okay. I think we've just found the room where the helm was being stored.
Gesture to... Oh, sorry, Pip, do you have something?
No.
Gesture to the not a devil. You know, hey, you got another one of those those clouds?
Let me check.
Maybe before we go in.
No, that was my one.
Oh, you put it to such good use. Anything else? You're good tricks.
I can create darkness that I can see through.
Good for you.
Yes, I'm quite talented.
Murder of allies.
Yeah, that seems to be all.
I'm just like
have to
bickering
offer.
with it, I guess.
Quietly and infernal.
I mean,
Are you saying things aloud, Calliope, or is this entirely in your head?
I guess it might as well just be entirely... Oh, I can't communicate with it telepathically.
You haven't
Can I?
tried. You haven't tried.
Yeah, I guess I'll have tried to do it, sure.
Yeah.
And it responds?
It seems to go through, yeah.
I'm telepathic.
Lulu kind of flutters up to you, Kadam. What do you think we should do?
I mean, it seems occupied. We could just go.
Okay. Valor's just sitting there, kind of anxiously waiting. Looks back at you, Calliope. How long does this last for?
1 minute. I think we should go. Just get them real quick. That room sounds like it has a bunch of clues and stuff in it. If any of them is to...
All right.
right. You guys go in. I'll take up the rear, and I'm just going to poke in his head a little bit.
Okay.
You want us to go in there? After the creature?
Yeah. Let's go.
Why?
Valor has a magic sword now. She wants to try it out.
Does Valor have?
Wait, yeah, what was Valor's
Dude,
magic sword?
Ravengard's
Remind
sword?
me?
I'm assuming that Valor, who is carrying Ravengard,
Oh,
might have picked up the sword and taken a look at it, even though like it hasn't been given to her. She's probably noticed it, and this is Calliope manifesting that into reality.
that did not cross my mind.
It might not have crossed hers either.
Yeah.
Like Calliope just like points at the two and it's like, "Come on, get him. Let's go. Let's get him."
Oh, all right.
Good
While
on,
you
man.
guys are dealing with that, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on this creature to see what the hell is going on without having to put myself in that room.
Valor kind of tenses up and waits, and you're just gonna poke your head around the corner and cast Detect Thoughts on the creature?
I don't even need to cast to poke my head around the corner.
Oh,
It goes
okay.
through.
Nice. Okay. So you, as Calliope and Valor are kind of tensing up, getting ready, and you extend your consciousness out towards this creature. The surface level thoughts you immediately get are God, what is this? You are getting flooded with this feeling of like existential dread. And you are getting these flashes of like those strange dog-like creatures that you saw up in the stairwell. You see them like crawling out of like muck, like a black muck of sludge, and sort of like twisting and bending as they're kind of forming out of the sludge. You get flashes of vaguely humanoid forms writhing in pain as their bodies twist and crack and pop into different shapes as strange heads come spilling forth from their bodies and turn into other shapes. You get imagery, brief, albeit just little brief images of green rolling hills. You get little flashes of cities, brilliant and gleaming in the sunlight, and then suddenly with a flash they are crumbling into dust as flames overtake everything. You were getting like in this brief but 6 seconds this like huge cascading flash of like multitude of experiences of good and bad.
Pip is just like leaning on, I think, like the insect creature, because that's what she's next to. Just be like, oh, just give me a second, bud.
As you feel your hands like grasp onto this weirdly like very hard shell of this insect creature, and it kind of hurts. It's pokey and like very textured, almost like sandpaper. And the creature just like looks at you and tries to like peel your hand off of it as you're like trying to. All right, Pip. So that's what you got. What do you do? Valor looks like she's with Calliope is getting ready to charge in.
Yeah, get ready to charge in. I need to just.
Why
I'm
are
gonna
we attacking this creature?
Because it's a demon, I'm assuming, or a devil.
He probably knows how it opened things up, or we can figure it out.
I'm probing. Oh, all right. Here's what. This is also going to last for a minute. Kidam, you can go in and try and talk to that creature. Ask what happened, because any interrogation is going to shape its thoughts. And if that fails, Valor and Calliope are right there. Sound good?
Okay.
We'll have our cake and we'll beat the hell out of it too.
All right, you got about 30 seconds left on heroism.
Go.
I'm gonna walk in there.
Oh my god, okay, so Kadam, you're gonna walk into the room. Okay. So Kadam, you walk in, like, are you walking in very, like, apprehensively, or?
Well, I'm trying to mask that my palms are now sweating.
Okay.
Your knees weak.
So Kadam, you go striding around the corner, and as you step into the room, not attempting to be stealthy, I'm assuming, and your kind of bracelets jingle a little, this creature suddenly turns and looks at you, and as it turns, you can kind of see these like very gentle, like there's like dust kind of just sort of coming off of its backside and its wings all around it. It's odd. It's almost vaguely beautiful as the light catches these little dust particles floating around it, but it looks towards you with these big orange yellow eyes, kind of opens its mouth. You can see the beak is just lined with all of these weird barb-like teeth that look like weirdly like wet hair almost, but very hard. It's awful looking, but it kind of looks at you, and then it speaks to you.
No time for pleasantries, Kadam.
It cocks its head, hearing more voices, then looks back at you, and it speaks in Abyssal, which you don't understand.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Abyssal. Do you speak Common?
It kind of peers at you, and you suddenly feel a presence press into your mind, and you hear a voice come through. Hello.
Hi.
You're very interesting. You're walking around with your legs, and you still have your face. Who are your friends?
I and my friends we're trying to figure out what's going on around here.
The creature turns, and you now see this thing. If it were to stand, it would probably be close to 10 feet tall, but it's still sitting on its haunches, so it's about 7 feet at the moment, and it does this weird, with these long gangly arms, it kind of reaches out and goes in this kind of loping crawl towards you, its neck kind of snaking out in front of the body as it crawls towards you. Sorry, you said you're searching for...
We're trying to figure out what's going on around here.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was talking to my friend Alfred here about it.
And it keeps kind of crawling towards you.
I see.
You have about 15 seconds left on heroism.
Did you happen to come through the portal down the hallway?
Calliope, really quick, Calliope, are you doing anything? Valor's like looking at you like...
Nah. Sometimes it's just cinnamon. I'm doing great.
And she kind of like slouches her shoulders as it fades, and then and the big creature tilts its head.
That one sounded different too. Yes, I've been wondering the same thing. Why are we here? And you asked me a question. The portal.
Yeah.
Yes.
The portal. Did you come through that?
Indeed, I did. That's where I met Alfred. And I had to take his face with me.
I see. Do you know why? Well, do you know why you're here? Like here specifically, rather than like...
Why am I here?
Somewhere else.
That's such a good question. I've been thinking about you've come here asking the same question I've been asking myself.
And it excitedly like lopes up to you and gets on its haunches. It's now right in your face, and the wafting smell of just like sweet rot and fungus just like billows into your nostrils in a nauseating way as it gets on its haunches and kind of you just hear the like raspy wet breathing, and as its mouth opens you see those strange wet hair-like teeth on the inside of the mouth, and the tongue itself has these like serrated like barbs running down the back all the way into the throat as it looks at you. And the voice continues piercing into your mind.
Why are we here indeed? Why have I come from the abyss? Why am I here in the hells? Why? Why?
This-
Why did you come from the material plane? I'm assuming that's where I once came from. I have flashes of my life from before. These flashes. Where are they from? Who was I?
Green rolling hills.
What?
Who's your...
That's where you were. I saw it. Ask him a question real fast. I have 5 seconds left of this.
Yeah, so Kadam, what do you... Yeah, go ahead.
So, I do not know that Pip has this medallion
Mm-hmm.
and has the ability to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
So
Does it
I
not
am...
come up?
No.
Wow.
I asked Pip to not buy that.
That's right.
And that was
yeah.
the last we ever spoke about that.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, right. I never revealed that to Kadam. Hey,
Yeah.
just don't worry about it. Ask him a question.
Ah, who sent you here?
Its head kind of tilts and looks down at you. Pip, as your spell is, you cast yours a little before there, so yeah, you're probably at about 15 seconds at this point. As it's starting to fade and Kadam asks that question, you get a flash of, for a second, you think it's just another Minotaur. But in this vision, you kind of get this feeling of fear sort of like welling up within this being. And this Minotaur's horns are enormously large and kind of extend it far out to either side with multiple barbed points. And in that brief moment, you realize the scale of this beast that you're seeing, because you see that there are full-sized humanoid bodies impaled on the tips of the horns, and they look like they're only the size of like its hand or something. Like there's just writhing humanoids on the tips of its horns, and its horns go out into multiple prongs, almost like an elk, but it is more bull-like. And this being is just kind of wreathed in shadow. You don't really get much facial features, but you can tell it has this kind of minotaur shape. And the eyes sort of peel open, and there's just burning hot red within where the eyes would be. And as you ask that, Kadam, the creature kind of...
Oh, well, the one who rules over us all from where I come from sent us here.
Do they have a name?
The name. Yes, I believe that you would call them,
let me just double check I'm getting this right.
I guess Pip is now leaning on Valor, like, oh, this is a bad trip.
my lord's name is Baphomet.
Baphomet, I say aloud for the benefit of everyone else.
I think I'm pronouncing that correct. But yeah, that's what they say.
I see. All right. I doubt I've heard that name before.
I think that with what we've established with Kadam, I mean, you're welcome to make a religion check, but if you feel that Kadam wouldn't know that name, then you can, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to make a religion check and see if Kadam knows? Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the lower planes.
I would say that
established that pretty firmly.
I would say that Calliope, you're welcome to make a religion check. Hearing that.
I do.
I mean, being an Elturel, as long as you have,
Sure,
you might
sure.
know this.
View this one up to the dice. The dice say yes.
A 22, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one is something you probably would have stuck in your mind because it's a big one. Baphomet is one of the demon lords of the Abyss. And the Abyss has many demon lords because it's a chaotic place of countless planes and layers. So, but there are some that kind of rise above the rest and really stand out in the books and in the scriptures. And Baphomet is one such demon lord. And I guess in terms of who Baphomet is also known as the Prince of Beasts, and in the scriptures is claimed to have been the deity that created minotaurs. That is kind of what the religious texts say, and he has his layer of the abyss is known as the Endless Maze, and it is said to be made up of, chaotic mess of crumbling walls that souls are lost in and tormented forever and twisted into odd shapes. So, classic stuff, But yeah, that's what this creature says.
Baphomet. All right. Yes, I am from the material plane. I chose to come here though.
Why would you do that?
Well, it seemed like a good idea.
Did you hear that, Alfred?
Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you and Alfred have a very pleasant day. I'm gonna take my leave now.
Oh.
And I will take half a step back.
And they kind of lope to your side and start to kind of like crawl around to get in front of you.
Please don't go. Please.
I do need to get back to my friends.
Where are you from? Tell me of it.
The material plane.
Yes, but where? I want to know. What is it like?
Loud? Often.
I've experienced that before.
I'm sure you have. There are also many colors, I say as I'm sidling around.
Wait, please. Please. Please, I just want to talk. Tell me, why do you think we're here? Really, why?
Well, I can't answer that question for you, but I'm here to accomplish a few things.
What?
Do I get the idea that this person is... What is this person's primary purpose in trying to engage me in conversation?
Yeah,
are they genuinely lonely and want someone to talk to?
Make an insight check.
Are they trying to intimidate me? 26.
Oh my god. 26 on the demon. This demon, it seems to be like desperate for you to stay and talk with it. It does not seem like it's trying to intimidate you into anything. It does seem to be getting frustrated as you're trying to pull away, and you can start to sense that it's probably a dangerous situation. But it genuinely
I
wants
was
to talk
aware
to
of
you.
that before the inside check.
Yeah. This creature seems a little unstable.
Do I get the impression that if I stayed and talked with it for a while, that would resolve the situation? Or is this something that I'm going to be stuck here forever with?
It's so awkward out in the hallway. It's like, you're not spending there for like 20 minutes.
You you suspect you might be able to, like, give it some sort of answer, you know, like some kind of like guidance, it's like it needs like that, like
Does it want a therapy session?
it needs like a to be given like a purpose and a reason why it's here. With a 26, you can tell that it's like desperate to understand why is it here? What does any of this mean? Why does any of this matter?
Great. All right. I can work with that.
Pip, have you stepped out into the hallway?
Yeah, I think at this point when it ends, Pip is like, "What is taking so long?"
He goes stepping around the hallway. You step around the hallway. See Kadam standing there, this massive vulture-like creature hunched over. Kadam, I think at this point it literally has placed a huge clawed hand on your shoulder. The hand is bigger, about as big as your head, I would say. Like, it could easily just, like, wrap its whole hand around your head. But its big claw hand is on your shoulder, and as you step out and say this, Pip, it turns and looks, and it's looking straight at you. The voice now piercing into your mind, Pip.
Oh, hello. What's your name?
My name is Verity, and I've seen where you've come from.
Make a wisdom
And
saving
also-
throw for me, please, Pip.
Oh boy, love doing that. Where'd it go? Ooh!
You, so, for those of you that have been following along, because Pip has done this before, I had to make some adjustments because this was a homebrew thing. So,
I forgot. I needed to say, you
yeah.
can call me Verity. Damn it.
So Pip, you're fine. You made the save. But yeah, I just because I know if anybody's been watching along, they would see that number is lower than probably some of the ones that Pip made in the past. But I had to make some homebrew adjustments, so just so everyone's aware. But Pip, you do barely make that save as you kind of feel a little tingle. You're a fawn, right? Yeah, you have like a little doe tail, basically, or a little goat tail. Or you're a satyr, that's right. So you have a little goat tail. You feel a little tingle kind of shoot up your tail, but then it subsides. Go ahead, Pip. You can continue.
Kidam here is my friend, and they're very good at talking things through, and clearly you've been talking a bit. I just wanted to give you a way to maybe keep talking to Kidam so that we can, after we leave.
What was that you said? You said something.
No, it's just
about the hills. You said hills. Green hills. I've been seeing green hills. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Sometimes we get flashes of our past lives, and there's nothing we can do. We can't go back to it. You can never go back to it. And you just have to move on from that. What?
But you can take it into yourself.
Yes, exactly. Pip is just holding out like a stone recording this.
Okay.
Take it into myself. What do you mean by that?
If you have images, visions that you can't make sense of, you can sit with them and make meaning for yourself. Maybe Green Hills is a place that you go when you're scared, and you can find comfort there in your own mind.
Scared.
Yeah. Or if you're ever feeling lonely, maybe you can summon Alfred's face and voice, and have a conversation, even if he ain't with you right there.
Alfred will always be with me now.
There you go.
These words you speak of, scared, lonely. I'm not those things. those things.
All right. Well, maybe you can use them for something else.
Like what? What could it possibly mean? What else? Tell me.
Have you ever been really happy?
Yes, when I took Alfred's face and I held it
see.
up before me, the joy that flowed through my body as I fled from my companions. But I had Alfred with me.
So you were very happy when you had Alfred first with you.
Yes, and my other companions perished under the blade, under the screams, under the pain. But I had Alfred and I.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Where exactly is this Alfred statue again?
It's
Was one
at
of
the
these
back.
stars?
You can see it all the way at the back. All of those other statues have been defaced, but there's one that's still intact, but there's just a flayed humanoid face dangling from
Yeah,
it.
you can't actually see it from this angle.
Oh,
Right.
that's right.
And
I would
yes.
have to go in the room.
You would have to go farther in.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah. Pip, did you want to do something?
No, I was just curious.
But I was
reason.
gonna say, Kadam, why don't I'll let you say one more thing. How do you respond to this, if you don't mind, or do you just stand there?
Maybe the Green Hills are where you go with Alfred.
Oh, maybe.
All right, Kadam, let's have that persuasion roll for me.
Okay.
Can
What is happening?
Oh God!
How did this turn into a therapy
okay.
session?
Okay, that's not
Can
bad.
Pip help somehow? Just by being there and just being like, yes, good vibes. I'm helping.
You mentioned the Green Hills. That's what
I
got us
mentioned the
talking.
Green Hills.
Well,
Green Hills.
Pip, you wanna aid in this?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mentioned the Green Hills to both Kadam and this creature, which Kadam was able to use. You are welcome
Roll
to
with
roll with
advantage?
advantage. Yeah.
I'll take the first one. 24.
24. My goodness. It's looking at you, the eyes going a bit more wide, and you swear that you see them kind of almost becoming a bit glossy as it stares at you, and you feel the big hand squeeze your shoulder, and then you hear the voice,
Yes. Alfred and I will go to the Green Hills. Yes. Alfred!
and it turns and releases you, Kadam.
We're going to go somewhere nice together.
And it starts to lope across the room as it seems to start to like almost immediately forget about you, Kadam, as it goes loping across the room towards the face, and the psychic connection is broken, and you hear it starting to speak once more in abyssal.
Push Pip out of here.
Yeah. Well, did I see anything else
Make a
interesting
perception
while I
roll
was in
for
there?
me.
Oh my God, not doing well today. Like, actually, let's just go.
Okay.
We're out.
All right, so as you go coming around the corner back to join your companions, you see the insect creature is like anxiously twitching, hearing the abyssal being spoken, but it's just kind of holding its ground, keeping an eye on Raven Guard. But you come around the corner and you have your companions there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I start going.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, let's just book it. Hey.
Calliope? Is Calliope frozen?
Yeah, I'm frozen, but I'm here.
Oh.
I think my video's just repeating again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
we can hear you
Oh,
just
okay.
fine.
Calliope is just like, what? Did you learn any? What?
Nope, didn't learn anything. I don't think that was beneficial in any way for anyone except that creature. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so are you all just gonna head back up? Okay. So I just
I
really
didn't
quick.
even get to cast magic mouth on Alfred.
Oh no! Oh god. I just wanted to quickly acknowledge chat. That didn't get to. Yeah. This is. I love. There was so much happening in chat. The one thing I just wanted to say is, Dark said you could have fitted this creature with a saddle and had it be your mount. But I don't know if it would have been up for that. All right.
Give it a new lease on life.
Yeah. Very good, Kadam. That was
Was that how it was supposed to go?
It could have gone many ways. I'm just glad that we got to play out that encounter. Are you okay, Kadam?
Not fantastic. But we're going upstairs to deal with undead who are a lot more predictable.
All right.
It'll be fine.
You all head back through into the initial embalming room that you came down in and start winding your way up the stone stairs. Let me go to the other map. Let me see here. Right. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, but as you're going up the stairs, sorry, did any of you want to do anything as you're going up the stairs, Pip?
No, just was going to just say, like, that was really impressive, Kadam. You really talked them down, talked them out of, I don't know, ripping our faces off. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. Sometimes I don't know. Let's go.
You curl up the winding stairs, having this conversation, hearing just your footsteps echoing, until eventually you start to see the rounded room that you came in here from. As you step up to the top of the stairs, you see waiting at the top, sort of standing guard there, already watching as you come up, hearing your footsteps, is the secondary insect creature, flanked by two of those massive skeletal minotaurs. As you are coming up, the insect creature sort of tenses, hearing the kind of babbling from Ravengard as some of the abyssal sort of like seeps out. The other insect creature seems to like acknowledge that insect creature, and there's some sort of exchange that none of you like hear or witness. And then that one sort of like tenses down and steps aside. As you get to the top of the stairs, the insect creature looks to you again, Calliope, and in infernal telepathically says,
all right. Gideon is waiting for us in his chambers. This way.
All right, let's go. Let's go see the leader of the Hell Riders.
Okay, so if none of you resist, the insect creatures lead you through the main chapel with all of the shattered stained glass. You can hear your boots crunching against the glass under your feet, and you are kind of awkwardly again have to like step up and over the stone barrier through that main broken glass window, and are led to the front of Gideon's small stone home. The insect creature opens the door and kind of steps aside and gestures for all of you to enter into the home.
You do so.
Okay. As you step inside the chamber, the the insect creature starts to come in with you, both of them sort of coming inside with you. And inside this chamber, you see there is a single simple bed off to the right side. Directly in front of you at the back of this room, it's all one room, kind of in a, what is this, like an octagon kind of shape, roughly. And at the back side of the room, there is a simple desk with a dresser table. There's a chair set up there. There's bookshelves on either side of the desk. There are those small windows up at the top of this building that is letting in some of the dull, hellish light. And every once in a while, there's a flash of bright light from the lightning up in the sky. And then other than that, off to the left side, which would have likely have been like, an area to dine and have food, you see all of the furniture there has been kind of trashed and just like thrown to the side in a pile of wood and timber, and there's broken glasses and plates and whatnot all on the left side of the room. But the desk is kind of covered in papers, and there is one massive tome that you can see Gideon is leaned over and is currently scribbling feverishly in with a quill. And as the door opens and you all step inside, he places the quill away and closes the tome, turns and looks back, seeing you all enter, straightens up and steps away from the desk, pushing the chair aside, and then waves his hands as the two insect creatures kind of stiffen and then turn and leave the room, closing the doors behind you. Gideon straightens up there, looks down and sees the kind of strained body of Ravengard in Valor's arms, kind of scowls as some of the abyssal slips through Ravengard's mouth. So, tell me what you've found. I see you found that Ravengard individual, and I hear foul words coming from his mouth.
He'll turn fair in a moment.
What makes you so sure?
We've been with him for the last half hour. He keeps switching between celestial and abyssal. There's some buddies in that helm, or in him. Something connected to the portal, we think. We didn't see a way to close it, but my thought is that Torm and some abyssal creature are both inhabiting this helmet here. And if we can get the demon out, it might close the portal.
Also, now that we're in a little bit more of a not about to be attacked location, there's an open demon portal down there. Demons running around. We killed a bunch of them, but
I'll step on Calliope's foot.
What I'm saying is that I could identify this. Just give me about like 10 minutes or so, and like kind of like shed more light on this helm situation. It could be a key to closing things.
And he takes a few steps forward, getting closer to you all. Why don't we just kill Ravengard now? Remove the helm. Perhaps that'll simplify things. Maybe his death will lead to the closing of the portal.
A lot of the times we hope for simple answers like that, but let's just cool our heels for 10 minutes. Not going to cost us nothing, and we'll have more information. More information. Always better.
Very well, you have 10 minutes. Okay.
And Calliope will start fussing around. Sorry, get up. Sorry. And like pulling out like little pearls, setting up the magnifying glass. Being like, okay, usually I get like the object in question like up onto this bench here, but like seeing I had still attached the individual. Valor, I'm gonna need your help.
She just because he is like kind of moving and writhing
Yeah.
around, making it
Okay,
really
hold him
difficult.
steady. Hold him steady.
She just like sets him down gently, and then just takes her hands and just slaps them on either side of the helm and just holds
Okay,
his head
that's
still.
perfect. That's perfect.
All right, he won't move.
And I cast Identify ritually.
Okay, so 10 minutes go past.
Anyone else do anything?
Oh yes, but let's do this first.
Well, yeah, Kadam, what are you doing in this 10 minutes? Because this is happening. Are you doing it in some? What are you planning to do?
Well, first I'm thinking, dear gods, we picked out these hell names. I thought we were gonna use them.
Oh, sorry. Can I have done that? Because that was Olive's problem.
Roll. Let's leave it to the dice. Roll an intelligence check for me for Calliope.
I'm, as a
Low
player,
DC.
so bad at that.
There we go.
20.
Okay,
You're
sure.
good.
I'll let this one slide. You
Okay.
you use the code.
Thank you. Lyra.
Yeah.
And Nettle.
And Nettle.
And Nettle.
So you're good. Okay, so Kadam, what are you doing?
I would like to take Gideon over to a corner to have a semi-private conversation. I
Okay.
recognize we have 4 more minutes
Yeah.
to the stream, so
Got it.
like that could even be what we start with next time or something.
Yeah, let's start with that next time. I doubt that Kadam would have a conversation with Gideon that'll lead to him losing his patience and triggering the combat. I would be shocked if Kadam
Probably
did
not.
that.
Talk to the demon. Can't make small talk.
So as you finish casting Identify on the helm is a religious artifact that the magic channeling through it allows the wearer to receive divine visions. I guess with Identify, you are able to pick out, probably through I'm picturing how this looks. I think maybe there's like, because I described the helm as being like incredibly simple. There's essentially nothing on it, no engravings, nothing. But as you hold up the pearl and the magnifying glass and kind of use those two objects to reveal more that's there, you see these like kind of glowing runes that appear that are unseen to like the naked eye, and it specifically, you realize it specifically is tied to Torm, and it allows the viewer to receive visions from Torm that can, give someone guidance, almost like a commune spell. And let's see.
This isn't super helpful with the
You-
present situation.
Yeah, it's so what's interesting is as you were finishing the Identify spell, what you start to see is that some of that glowing runes that are being revealed, some of them seem to be like warped into like abyssal shapes, and you see that it is slowly being like reversed, or not reversed, but like consumed by something else, some other magic that has these abyssal runes going through it. With the conversation that Kadam had, you are able to determine this is coming from Baphomet, the entity Baphomet, and I mean that quite literally. Like, the entity of Baphomet is exerting his will over this helm and trying to exert control over the individual within, and as a result, you are able to determine sorry, I gotta do some reading here really quick. Okay. Yes, it reveals that indeed the power of the portal is tied into the helm itself. You suspect that essentially the kind of powerful divine connection that this helm had with a extraplanar entity, something about it coming into the hells and the traumatic process of being dragged down here and the magic being weird in the hells, it somehow allowed that connection to go astray and be seized by another entity, this Baphomet. And Baphomet is using it as essentially like an anchor to pull his plane into Avernus and slowly open that portal. And you suspect that portal is going to be progressively getting bigger and bigger the longer that this stays in connection with Ravengard, and the longer if it is able to fully take control of Ravengard, it will create a full solid anchor and allow that portal to just permanently rip open. So that is what you gather from this.
Any indications how to reverse it?
Right, and then yeah, with identify, you like Kadam kind of picked up on, you would likely need to essentially perform some kind of specialized exorcism on Ravengard to pull out the essence of Baphomet from Ravengard. And that should allow the helm to revert back to its original state. So hopefully that all made sense. I had to read a bunch of stuff and try to understand it as best I could.
Oh, so it's not just Baphomet's prepping the helm. It's like something about Ravengard as well, wearing the helm?
So the helm cannot be removed from Ravengard by mundane means. It is like essentially locked onto his head. And it appears that Ravengard, like, it appears that for whatever reason there needs to be like a humanoid or a soul attached to it in order to allow this process to fully take effect. So that is what you gather from this after finishing the identify spell. So if you were to somehow exorcise Baphomet's essence from Ravengard, that would likely close the portal. But also maybe if Ravengard were to die, it might also close the portal. So this is the information that you have.
I don't really have a good way to tell Kidam this ahead of time, so I think I'm gonna be like, hey, Pip, could take a look at this right here, and like try to communicate the important points to Pip through vision.
Okay.
And like pointing at things.
Sure. Pip, can you roll? I want to say it's Arcana. Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Okay, you're not. I'll let you do just a straight intelligence roll. I know you don't get to add like proficiency bonuses to that and all that, but this is going to be a relatively low DC since you're working with another artificer here to see if this can be communicated. So go ahead and just roll a straight intelligence roll.
I mean,
Same modifier.
Oh no! It's a 4!
I'm like,
Wait.
all right, I get you. I understand.
Okay, I'm gonna flash a genius this
Okay, what does that do?
to give it +4.
To an 8?
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, you're sure we'll get this, and this. That can only mean one thing, right?
Well, Nathan doesn't mean the one thing.
No. No.
All right, I got you.
Beautiful.
Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. So
Okay,
as
cool.
this,
I think Calliope believes it does, though.
so as this understanding happens with the two of you leading over this artifact, and Calliope is convinced that you both are on the same page, and Pip, I don't know what's going through your head. You're just agreeing with Calliope. We're gonna.
We've been in that journal club where it's like everyone understands, right? It's like, oh yeah, totally. Don't call on me. Don't call on me.
We're gonna end tonight there as Gideon finishes the conversation with you, Kadam, and looks over at Calliope having this conversation, clearly finishing, and kind of steps forward expectantly. So, what did you find? And that is where we will pick up next time. All right. Thanks for joining us.
I have so many ideas. This is. I can work with this. I can work with this.
I thought a 10-minute like conversation was a good amount of space to give Kidam.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But like, oh man, if you can relay that information, I've already got some ideas up here.
Hey Pip, you wanna give the presentation?
All right, we're gonna end here. We'll see you all next week. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this information. This has been a lot of fun. This module is fun. Okay, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.